flip the motherboard over and set everything into place. And we will go ahead and replace the 2 screws on the motherboard, here and here. When you're feeding the antenna line back underneath of the game slot, you want to first make sure it's very straight, and with the Wi-Fi card off it can be extremely helpful because you can look through this side and see where you're feeding through. But after doing it for quite a while, you can just push it right on through. Take your Wi-Fi card, set it back on and press firmly, make sure it's properly seated, and go ahead and connect your black antenna here on the Wi-Fi card. You just set it over top of the connecting port and push down with your finger. There we go. And then same thing with the microphone. You just go ahead and set the connector right over its port and push down, and then just kind of set your wires so everything's nice and tight. Make sure you route your antenna line. You want it to sit over here between these 2 spots, and then you want it to run right behind the power port, just like this. You do not want it to run over any of these resistors, the fuse, or this coil here. If you do, it can short it out and cause your fuse to blow out, and you'll have to replace that as well. So we're going to go ahead and put our buttons back on. You set it in and put your spring in the catch here. There we go. Now we can go ahead and put our lower outer shell back on. And you want to make sure that your sliders are in the proper place. Your power switch is always going to be in the down position, and whether your volume switch is on the left or the right, you want to make sure that your volume switch here on the case corresponds to that as well. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that the power is down and our volume sliders are matched up, and you just set the outer part of the case and give it a soft but firm press. Go ahead and put our screws back. So we're going to start with our 4 tri-wings. You have your 1 black tri-wing that will go here at the top in the DS slot. And then you have 3 long tri-wings, and those go on the 3 outside corners. now we have the 3 Phillips screws here, here, and one here inside of the battery cover. We'll go ahead and put these back in. And we can go ahead and put our battery and battery cover back on. And screw everything down. And lastly, before we open everything back up, go ahead and place our rubber feet over the 2 gold screws. Okay, now we can test the touch screen. So just go ahead and open up the unit, power it on. And I'll bring our screen up, and we've changed our touch screen. Everything's working alright. Go ahead and power it down, and the last thing to do is take your border and just kind of get it set in there. It doesn't have to be perfect as soon as you set it down. The easiest thing to do is just take your stylus and run it around the edge of the border. And we've just replaced the touch screen on a Nintendo DS Lite. You can order your tri-wing screwdriver from the parts and accessories that you need for your Nintendo DS. And also, if you would prefer to have your unit repaired by one of our service technicians, you can order a repair on the website.